In this video, I want to show us the CBT question, that is how to set and then save the questions. So you see that I have Word documents here because you agree with me that conventionally all questions are usually typed in Microsoft Word. So I advise that the admin on his computer, let me close this. The admin on his computer creates a folder on the desktop. So in this case, my own case, I have it as Word to JPG. So if you open it, that is where I want to store all my questions, the JPEG format, the Word format, and all kind of questions for each of the terms. Like this is civic education for first term, it can be second term, you name it as appropriate. So once the questions have been converted, let me say English for instance, EEX, that's our entrance examination questions here, the English for instance, the converted questions will be in a folder automatically by the software. So if you open it, you will see some of these JPEG files that have been converted. That's from the Word document into the JPEG file. Okay, so let me open this civic education file. That's the Word file. So you agree with me that Microsoft Word will allow us to do all formatting. That is, you can add images, pictures, charts, graphs, even equations. You can do all formatting you want to do in Microsoft Word, and that gives the software an advantage because it gives you the opportunity to do your conventional settings, the setting of the questions, so that everything, you don't have to upload anything new into the software. Like, it's time saving. So you'll have done all your questions, save everything once and for all in Microsoft Word. So if you look at down left here, you will see the number of pages the document has. So this is page 1 I am now. Alright, this is page 2. Okay, so I have 30, 1 of 30. So there are 30 questions in this document automatically because of 30 pages. And how? Because I have them as 1 question per page. Okay, you can increase the formatting, that is the font size, the font format. I'm having 14, okay, for instance, so you can increase it to 16 to 18. The more the size, depending on you, the better the readability. So you just make sure that you type your question in Microsoft Word to make it easy for the candidate to attempt the questions once they are doing, or once they are attempting the questions on the examination mode. Alright, so the questions and the option, make them distinct from one another. So I want us to quickly run through the rules in setting the questions, that is using the Microsoft Word for the CBT format. The first is that once you are typing the questions, don't put number, so no question numbering. Next is you type it as 1 page per question, or let's say 1 question per page. So to every page here you have 1 question. Another rule is if there are questions that have similar instruction, passage or samples, so what you need to do is you duplicate this instruction or that passage or the samples to the questions that have that instruction, passage or samples. So that sense, for English for instance, if question number 1 to 5 is supposed to have a passage. So because you are typing as 1 page per question, so the passage for question 1, you copy it and put it on page number 2. That is for question 2. The same passage to page 3, that's for question number 3, and also to 4 and 5 as appropriate. If it is for quantitative reason for the samples, you do the same thing as applicable. And if it is for instructions, questions as well, maybe mathematics and some other subject that has instruction for similar questions, you duplicate the instructions for each of the pages as well too. So next rule is that you allow for clear space between your questions and answer. This will enable readability and help the candidate when they are attempting the questions. Alright, so the last one is using the control enter. So when we get to the document, I'll show us the effects or the advantage of this control enter, that is on the Word document when you are typing your questions. So here is the Word document. So you would see that each of the pages and each of the questions, there are no question number because the software will always shuffle. So that's why your question numbering is not important, because if you put number here and it gets to the software when the students are attempting the questions, So instead of expressing number 1, it can shuffle it and then it's showing number 15, number 30, number 25 for the candidate, and then it will cause confusion. So just type it as one page per question. So the software will put question number by itself at the top of the page, and then it will shuffle as appropriate. Okay, so the next is the distance. You see, the question is here and the option is beneath. So to make it readable for the candidate, you can also increase the font, and then if there are instructions, this is not English language, so you can duplicate the instruction to each of the pages like that. Alright, so this document has 30 pages, and that is 30 questions. So the control enter, as I was saying earlier, let me go to the last question for instance, and I want to add a new question, that is a new page. So let me click on this page. So instead of using enter, so from that place I can simply press Ctrl Enter, and that goes to the next page automatically. So if you see this is page 31 of 31. So it can allow you to just put in your questions as appropriate on this page and do your formatting as appropriate there, the question and the option. So let's say I'm done with that and I want to go to next question. You just click on your control on your keyboard and press enter again. That takes you to the next page, that is page 32. You can see, you can type whatever you want to type here also, and then you press Ctrl Enter again, that goes to page 33, and so on and so forth. So I'm not adding any question or any page to this question, so let me undo all these once and for all. Okay, so I'm back to my initial 30 pages per question. So any formatting you want to do them on your Word document. So in the impact or the reason for the control enter is that anything you do, all right, so let me say control enter here, and I have something typed here. Anything you do on the previous page, if you type, even if you press enter, so like normal, if you have used enter, as I'm pressing this enter, on the next page this one will be dropping down one by one. So each enter you press on the previous page will be dropping this down. So using the control enter, everything you do here on this page stay on that page. Everything you do stays on that page. Everything you do stays on that page. You see, as much as enter you press, it still remains. So you can do formatting. That's the reason why control enter is important. So it's just advisable. So if you want to use enter, it might be stressful. So it's advisable you just use your normal enter. So once you are done with that, you can then save your document as usual using your Control S. Okay, and then the next we'll do in the next video is to convert it to JPEG format. So this is the civic education that it is assumed that we just worked with in the first time. Thank you.